This week on West of Nowhere, we discuss some nostalgic 90s things, the passing of Dame Maggie Smith and Kris Kristofferson, a sex party that left a priest dead, Tokyo unveiling a dating app to potentially boost their slowing birth rate, New York City doing kind of the opposite, resorting to rat birth control to quell rodent population without harming other species, and a woman setting a record in traversing the full Appalachian Trail. And in this week's Am I the Asshole, there's a family thievery afoot involving flowery fragrances. We'd also like to thank Pantera Girl, Colton Zammersla, Andres Valles the God, Kevin Garahan, Chantel and Mark Stadler, Colby Jordan, Kylie Gangwish, and Reverend Professor Rusty J. Lugnuts III, Esquire. Um, so, and away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, freak show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Levi.
And I'm Shane.
Yes, and as always, we're here with your regularly scheduled program. It's not our fault TV Guide's wrong, you know. It's what was the movie phone? You know, where
The movie phone.
Yeah, there was a number you could call, and it would tell you what movies were playing where. And
What?
Yeah, this is.
I
never used it, but I knew about it from TV. So.
Dude, completely different. Does Star 69 still work?
I don't know. It's
Because I mean, I guess you don't need it anymore, right? But like,
yeah,
used to, Star 69, like you could do that to the last number that called you.
yeah.
It'd call him right back.
And then if you
I guess-
was it star 67 that made your number blocked?
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't tested those out in a long time. I was, me and my older brother, we were telling stories about, our youth to a recent college grad at our job.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even remember how the conversation came up, but we were talking about learning how to type. And I was like, yeah, we had this like little speak and spell looking thing. And it like had like it looked like a calculator display on the top.
Yeah.
And then it was just a keyboard. And then you just learn how to type on it. And like you followed along with whatever we were, directed to. I can't remember what it was called now, but yeah. And so we were like, yeah, that's what we learned how to type on. And then talked about like old school computers, like the Macs with the big bulbous back ends, that were like clear.
That makes me think of fucking Zoolander. Yeah.
It's in the computer.
They're in the computer.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. Exactly. Just like that.
Yeah.
And we had those in our library in in elementary school when they were all the funky colored ones, and
Yeah.
and then really threw her for a loop. Like when we were little, if you wanted to get on the computer, if you were on the computer and somebody needed to use the phone,
You're fucked.
you had to get off. Yeah, you had to get off the internet. And she was like, she just started laughing. And I'm like, no, that's a real thing. That was real. Yeah.
Fucking dial up, dude.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, it never really affected me, but I remember there's a few times like I was over at my dad's house once, and he was showing me something, and Grandma called, and he's like, "Oh, well, we gotta get off the internet." I'm like, "'Cause Grandma's calling? I don't get it, dude." But like the fact that was like a thing, and there's no way to really even explain that to people who grew up with smartphones. Like,
Well,
it's crazy.
Yeah, because Nowadays, ask someone to like use their hand to answer the phone. People do this.
Yeah.
But like if you grew up back in the day, you can tell when you were born because people will do this.
Wait, people do this?
I swear to God, ask one of the fucking 20-year-olds in your shop.
Yeah.
Or in your work center or whatever the fuck. Be like, hey, use your phone. Like use your hand to like act like you're talking on the phone. If they do this, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Because
I'm gonna have to try this now.
A lot of younger people, like, because phones look like the way they look now, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Whoa. I don't know if I like that. I also got roasted by, like, a bunch of 8-year-old girls yesterday, so I'm just...
So typical Saturday
it's
for
a
you.
regular day for me, yeah. My niece had her friends over, and it's, like, one family. They had four girls. Like,
God.
Yeah.
Just a sea of estrogen.
Yeah. And I never really, like, spent that much time with that many girls my niece's age before. Like, she's had friends over sometimes, but, like, usually we're able to, like, go do something or they go somewhere else or whatever. Like, it's never, like, that concentrated for that long. And they started picking targets, and naturally,
Dude,
I got...
Little kids in groups is, like, the fucking prime example of pack mentality, dude.
Yeah.
They just fucking, like, they're either ruthless or like one of them will make a crazy annoying noise. The other ones think it's funny, so they'll also make the crazy annoying noise. So then they're all making the same fucking noise.
Yeah. Yeah, so me and my brother were watching football in the basement, and dinner was ready. So then my niece comes down, says, "Hey, get off your butts, it's dinner time." And I was like, whoa. Who told you to say that, Mom? And then another kid comes down and yells at us, "Get off your tushies, it's dinner time." And then by the last person, it was like, "Get off your big butts." I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Why are you all so hostile? And then one of them decided to, like, put me in a, what do you call it? Like a... I don't know, an existential crisis, because after dinner, we were sitting downstairs watching football, and then they all came downstairs to start playing, and
of course,
the sanctum was ruined. The He-Man Woman Hair Club was no more. We were invaded, and I told them, I said no girls allowed, but they didn't listen, and they were just playing. But then this one it's like a sectional couch. And I was sitting next to the wall, but the back end is open. And so this one just flopped over, like, over the back of the couch. And, like, right next to me. She's like, "Have you ever kissed a girl?" And I said, "No, girls are gross. Get away from me." And then she said, you have to, you gotta get married if you want to have kids. If you don't have kids, you're not gonna be happy. And I was like, who are you? Go away. I don't need this from a fucking 8-year-old right now. It's bullshit.
I just see a meme of your face on Arnold Schwarzenegger from Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt. Great movie, also. I need to watch that movie. It's been a long time, long time. But yeah. Anyway, we got a couple comments I'm gonna read before we forget. Let's see. Pantera Girl is going to chime in on the "Am I the Asshole?" She says, "Easily not. Feel so bad for her that her new family is so unwelcoming. I'm glad that it sounds like her husband is backing her up at least. It's probably difficult for him as well, being stuck in the middle, but right move to stand by her." Which, this was the, she secretly speaks German the whole time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how she would be the asshole in any situation. Like, a family was legitimately talking shit in another language because they thought they could get away with it.
Yeah.
That's asshole behavior. Yeah. And then, let's see. Kylie says about our spooning talk. She says, "I love being Elliot's big spoon because he will rock back and forth a little and squish me, so it's the coziest weighted blanket." Which is I guess whatever you're into.
Yeah.
And T Ferg's got a comment about the Campbell soup cans. He says $0.0003 dollars over 440 million cans a year is a lot of money, which is true.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. So, what else we got? Oh, Pantera Girl liked my comment about George Bush quotes being called Bushisms, which is like legitimately what people called them. Like it was like it was like a whole thing. But yeah. She also was baffled that I had a positive story, but with the John Bon Jovi one. So it did start out a little rocky, but you know. But yeah, that's all I got. So if you are like, hey man, I want to comment on this, so you read it, take a chance and go to the YouTube and then comment about something we talk about or whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling. You know, if the mood hits you. You can also do it on Spotify as well, I believe. So yeah. On to the news. We got a couple of celebrity deaths. We got Professor McGonagall. Dame Maggie Smith passed away at 89, which is crazy. Crazy to be skydiving at that age, you know? But
right? Even crazier that, you know, you don't pull your chute on purpose.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to go out, that's probably not a terrible way to do it at that age, you know? Like, at that age specifically, the odds of you surviving that kind of impact are way diminished. Like, you hear those freak stories of people, like, hitting the fucking ground after not opening their parachute at whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And they, like, end up, you know, pretty much a vegetable, but, like, you're still alive. If you're already almost 100 and you decide to do that, you're probably going to be all right in terms of being dead. But she didn't also skydive. I should probably... I just imagine somebody being like, wait, what? Hold on. I didn't know that's how she died. I feel like
actually
that would be hilarious, though.
How she really died was she was on a vision quest.
Yeah.
She thought that she was on the set of Harry Potter, and she grabbed a broom and she jumped off a roof.
Yeah.
She lived for a little bit with the broom stuck in her.
No, not the broom stuck in her. Well, yeah, obviously famous for her roles in the Harry Potter films, but she's got a lot of, I feel like.
She was in Hook too.
Yeah. Yeah, she played Elder Wendy.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I feel like she's been old for a minute.
She has been old for a minute.
You know what I mean? Or at least she looked old for a minute, because, like, thinking about Hook, and that's a pretty old movie.
1991. Well, she was born in 1934.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, yes,
nice.
Hook was 33 years ago, but she's 89, so she was still, 56?
Dude, your math is impeccable.
Thanks, I'm having a good day.
53 toothpicks, 53.
Yeah, definitely 53. That's a great movie too. I was looking at some of her previous credits here. I did not know that Death on the Nile was a remake. There's the new Death on the Nile, and she was in the original one back in 1978.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty cool. Pretty sad that she's dead, but also, she was 89, so it's like in that spot where, yes, it is sad, but also she's got clearly a fuck ton of stuff that we can remember her great talent with. Maybe I'd feel a little more type of way if I was British, because I feel like she's in a lot of British stuff, and
Also, what kind of terrible shit do you think she did when she was alive? You know what I mean? Like, here lately, we're like all these, like...
Yeah, she probably cheated on Dave Grohl's wife, too. Had to have. But...
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think about things that, like, mundane things that celebrities do now that I'm like, man, what if in like 10 years they're like, you remember that time you didn't start clapping right away at that thing, you piece of shit?
Yeah, clearly you're racist.
Yeah, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. There are some people that are just genuinely good people, I think, right? I mean, there has to
Yeah.
be at least
I
one.
mean, I would hope so, but it's starting to look like if you're rich, you just get bored and smuggle people to an island. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like that's the progression of being rich. Get rich. Go ahead.
I think that that's a specific type of rich. I don't think, moderately famous film and stage actor rich is the same as, can literally buy an island and a fleet of airplanes to provide people transport there all the time kind of rich. Like, I think there's levels to it, right? Like, I have friends who go to fancy stores and don't even look at their bank account before they buy stuff. And that's like,
that's insane.
That's like a big separation from where I'm at to where they're at. Now think about that on like a way bigger scale, where it's like people look at an airplane and they just buy it, that's
Yeah, no, it's
I don't know. So it's weird because, like, I'll listen to some podcasts. I was listening to Your Mom's House, YMH with Tom Segura, and they just had Chad Daniels on, who's another comedian. I don't know if you're familiar, but he's like a little bit like Dan Cummins in physique and personality a little bit. He's not as intense, I don't think. He's a little more like laid back, but they were talking about buying houses, and he's like talking about his home loan, and I'm like, you're famous comedian, you're either dating or married to another famous comedian, and you're like talking about your home loan. Like, I thought at that point you would just not worry about stuff like that. Like, why are you bothering with a home loan? You know what I mean? How big is your house? What kind of house are you buying?
Yeah.
So it's weird.
Well,
it's weird to me that people, once they get to that level, aren't buying $50,000 houses. Just like hotcakes. But
I don't even think you can find a house for $50,000.
you probably could. I mean, it probably wouldn't be great. Or might be a really sick ass trailer. You probably
Dude,
get
even trailers even manufactured homes now are fucking kind of pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're not as like they're obviously they're not as cheap as they used to be, but
Yeah.
they're also not as shitty as they used to be either.
Yeah.
Like you can buy a fucking very nice like manufactured home.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Anyway, fucking rich people. Am I right?
Yeah.
Got another celebrity death. We got Kris Kristofferson, which he's I mean,
he was a very famous country singer for a little bit.
yeah, I don't know. He's like in that outlaw country realm, because
Yeah,
he was
100%.
like, because he used to be in the Highwaymen, the super group with Willie, Johnny Cash,
Oh wow.
and who's the other fucking guy? Was it Waylon? Maybe. I think Kris Kristofferson. But yeah, if you ever like want to listen to some shit like that, the Highwaymen, they got a song called "The Highwayman," and each of them is like singing from different perspectives, like different,
Oh nice.
like different times in the world. And I think Kris Kristofferson's verse is about he's either the dam builder or I don't know. So Willie Nelson is like just the highwayman. Somebody's a sailor, and then another person's a dam builder, and then Johnny Cash ends it with being he flies a starship, which I think is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he was also like an actor. He acted in a lot of stuff too, which
Yes,
is cool.
he was. He was in the original "Star Is Born," that one that Lady Gaga and fucking what's his name redid a couple years back now.
Yeah,
He was also in a bunch of the Blade movies. I couldn't think of the semi-truck movie, but Convoy. That was a really big movie for him.
he was also a army. He completed ranger school. He was
Oh shit.
yeah.
Okay.
He was stationed in Germany in the 60s. Yeah, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Damn, dude, he's probably stationed with my grandfather.
Yeah,
Probably.
fucking ask
My,
him.
my grandfather was stationed in Germany too.
Yeah.
Maybe they were friends.
Maybe.
Doubtful.
Well, all right.
But who knows?
Yeah,
Holy cow.
he's got a lot of hits, but I think one of my there's a I don't know how true this story even is, but there's a story about him getting in a fight with Toby Keith at a party.
Oh, nice.
Because Toby Keith, I guess, told Kris Kristofferson, like at the party, said, none of that lefty shit out here tonight, Kris, because Kris is a left-leaning person, and Toby Keith, as we all know,
very famous conservative.
very ultra right-leaning, and I guess Kris kind of laid into him about his songs at the time, which are very, which, like, you know, I'm assuming this is post 9/11, because he had, like, that whole album, which was just, like, fucking bomb the Middle East, do, or whatever, and, and Kris Kristofferson, who was in the army, talked a lot of shit to his face, apparently. He said,
Good.
you know, you've never put on a uniform, you've never had to take anybody's life, you never did this, blah blah blah. But I don't know if that's an actual story. From everything that I've read, it says that Kris says he doesn't remember it, Toby says he doesn't remember it, but then I saw a thing that said Chris's wife remembers it. So I don't know. Pretty fun though.
Yeah.
It's a fun story. And honestly, I mean, I think this whole thing tells more about Willie Nelson's character, because he was in a couple songs with Toby Keith. He's obviously friends with Kris Kristofferson. Willie Nelson knew just how to be friends with people. I think he's just like he's really just balanced. He brings balance to the force. And honestly, he's probably the next one to go. Not to make anybody sad, but he's like 678, so you know, he's a coming. His time's coming. But
yeah, it's coming.
who do you think's the next big celebrity that's gonna die besides P. Diddy, obviously? But
I mean, well, P. Diddy's not gonna die from old age. I'll tell you
well, I didn't say old age. I just said next one to go.
that. I don't know, dude. Let's see, oldest stars.
Yeah. I was thinking about Christopher Walken, because he's in this Acorns commercial, and it's just an animated fox. It's not him, and I'm like, oh, he must look rough if they're not even putting him in a commercial, you know. Hi.
Yeah, no, oh, dude, I don't know who these people are, but Eva Marie Saint,
Never heard of him.
oldest living actor right now, 100
Jesus.
years old.
Yeah, well, that probably
Dude.
will. I like. What about somebody of note?
Dick Van Dyke, 98.
Oh yeah, he probably will be.
Mel Brooks, 98.
I can't believe. I forget he's still alive.
Dude, some of these people. Who the hell is June Lockhart? Is this the chick who did Murder She Wrote? No, it's not. Never mind. Gene Hackman.
Oh.
Damn, dude, he's 94.
Yeah, he has like been kind of he hasn't done anything in a long time, right? Though he's like off
Yeah.
the grid.
Oh, here we go. He's dead. Why is he on this list? Anthony Hopkins is 86,
Oh yeah,
which is, I will cry.
yeah,
He is like such a phenomenal actor.
yeah.
which I don't know if you've watched all of Westworld. I obviously doesn't play anymore, but he's in all 4 seasons, and he is fucking just so good.
No, I think I started it and then I got distracted, like I often do, and started watching something else. But I did like the concept in the episodes I've watched. But
Dude, me and Al Pacino are brothers, dude.
yeah, born
We
on
have the same birthday.
Yeah,
Let's go.
me and Wiz Khalifa share a birthday, so
Oh, nice. Yeah, black and yellow.
black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins is probably gonna be it's a wild one. And you know what's kind of crazy is that he wasn't really even that famous until after Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah,
Like
you're
he
right.
was more like a stage actor, and people were like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah. And then Silence of the Lambs, and then people were like, oh fuck, this guy. And very deservedly so. He's intimidating as fuck, and he's only shown on screen like for like a very small percentage of that movie. Like, and he won an Oscar for it, and he's like
Yeah.
15 minutes of screen time or some shit. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Definitely Christopher Walken's gonna be a weird one because he's just such a crazy zany guy that you don't expect to pop into random movies, and he's just there,
Yeah.
and then and then everybody will be doing impressions of him.
Yep.
Bruce Willis will probably go soon too, because
He's gonna
whatever the
he's
fuck.
Probably, he's probably like, well, he's gonna have to die to cover all of his fucking all the the costs he has to pay Demi Moore for their kids.
Jesus. Well, he's got like dementia or some shit. Like he can't
Oh,
talk
fuck.
anymore. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. What a happy, fun episode.
This is so great. Yeah.
All right, let's boost. I got a story that'll pump things back up.
All right, let's go.
I feel like we've talked about a story similar to this, but this says it's new. So, a British clergyman died after a night of sex, drugs, and rock and roll with a Belgian priest, which, hell yeah, dude. Good for
We've
these
definitely
guys.
talked about a story like this.
I know, right? It sounds super familiar. The 69-year-old, oh, nice.
Way to go out.
Hasn't been named, but he spent his night with this 60-year-old clergyman in Antwerp. Yeah, and had a couple ecstasy pills in his system and doing some other drugs, and I mean, the speculation is that his heart just kind of stopped, right?
That's crazy.
But good for these guys, they're just having a little fun, and in the name of the Lord, they're I can't imagine why anybody would think this is a problem, but here's my thing. Maybe if you didn't hold priests to such like crazy, weird standards, they wouldn't do things like pop a bunch of pills with people in Belgium or touch children. Maybe like, are they allowed to get married?
I think it depends on.
I feel like we need to open the gates and let them just have prostitutes walk
You know what
around
I mean?
the church,
Like I don't think that like Catholic priests, right? I don't think they can get married.
Right.
I don't really know.
I don't know either.
Come on, T Ferg in the comments, dude. Help us
Yeah.
out. Our resident religious expert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
no, me
Kylie,
too.
she's also very religious.
Okay, well there you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
All right.
she's like a member of her church. Like she's like not like she just sits there. She like does stuff.
She wears robes. Got it.
No, I don't think she does. She does like the like helps with like events and stuff and
Yeah. Okay. Way to ruin it.
takes money out of the jar or whatever. Yeah. Another. I don't know. This is an interesting one. Did you know that Japan is struggling with birth rates? Well, actually, kind of the globe is, but Japan specifically has been. Their birth rates have slowed, where they're worried that the population is Not gonna be super high after a couple generations die off. But to combat this, the Tokyo government has launched a dating app powered by artificial intelligence to match people who are serious about marriage based on their values, to help find these matches, and then, fuck.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah. The government's like, hey, man, we got Tinder Extreme. Let's...
I feel like that's going to be more of an issue than it's going to help. Like, I obviously it'll probably help somebody. Like all dating apps have probably helped someone actually meet somebody that they ended up getting married to. But for the most part, I feel like dating apps are just shit that people abuse.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see. I would like to see a video of somebody who speaks Japanese and English to show how this app works, because I'm interested to see how a government-minded dating app would be developed. What are they what is different about their app that they think is going to be more successful than... I'm assuming Japan already has regular dating apps,
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Tinder is pretty global, and there's got to be more. So yeah, I've swiped to the bottom of the barrel, and it's like somebody 3,000, 5,000 miles away.
Damn.
So I'm assuming you can find some people that are pretty out there as far as different countries are concerned. But
I would imagine they don't charge you. I would imagine it's going to be like a free dating app that's not like locked behind the amount of people you can like or whatever.
Yeah. Funny you should say that, because I literally just scrolled to a paragraph that says users can download the app onto their phone or access the platform's website via computer. Registration costs at 11,000 yen or $77, and membership is valid for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
So
I guess that's reasonable.
It's really not a bad price, I would think. I don't know. When I'm on Tinder, that's always trying to get me to pay for it, and I feel like it's more than that. It's like, $12 a month or some shit like that. So already this one's cheaper.
Yeah.
And this is valid for 2 years, so crazy. Moving to Japan. I don't know that anybody's, or that I've read anywhere, that has said specifically what the issue is. Like, why people are, like, if people in Japan are just working more, so they don't have time for, like, shit like that, or, like, what the deal is, why their birth rate is slowing so exorbitantly. But
I want to say that I read an article that was talking about how just like the younger generation that's coming of age now, to be able to have kids, or to be at the smart age to have kids. I mean, obviously you can have kids when you're younger, but
yeah,
I think the issue is like, dude, they just see the state of the world and they're like, I don't want to have kids.
Wow.
And they can just live at home with their parents and not go look for people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to try. You can just stay home.
Yeah. Yeah, and isn't it, I don't know, I feel like it's really not that even unusual for kids to live at home for like a long time, like as adults too. Like maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
I felt like, because there's like a spot in your life where it turns into the parents aren't really taking care of you, but you might be taking care of them in whatever way.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still at home, but you're like, your role's almost not like fully reversed, obviously, but like it takes a different thing where you're like helping around the house more, and you're like being more active as like I don't know. Could just be making shit up, but in the opposite end of birth percentages, New York has greenlit some birth control for rats, so they need an anti-dating app for rats.
Dude, this is how we get mutant animals right here, bud.
Yeah. It's crazy that we've moved to the point of we don't put poison out there to kill these animals now. We're just going to stop them from breeding, which is
A bad idea.
I feel like that's crazy. I mean, it makes sense on paper. They can't have babies, they won't breed, and then they'll just kind of die off, right? Maybe. Or
Here's the thing. When the world inevitably comes to some kind of weird ass apocalypse, the rats is gonna be our food.
Yeah.
All right. Rats kebabs. I'm telling you.
rats kebabs.
Rat burgers. I watched Demolition Man. Okay.
Rotisserie rat.
Rotisserie rat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this law actually changed that they have to change their moves for combating rats because there's a problem with owls, I guess, in the city eating rat poison or eating rats who have eaten rat poison.
Okay.
And now the owls are dying, which,
Not the owls, dude.
Yeah.
Not those creepy fucks.
yeah. So I don't know. As long as it doesn't affect Master Splinter, I'm probably on board with it, but
Dude, why don't we just weaponize cats? You know what I'm saying? Just like
that is how a lot of random islands that have like crazy cat populations or like cities that have crazy cat populations, that's what happened. Like they brought a bunch of cats to combat mice or rats or rodents of some kind at one point in history.
and now I just have a fucking cat
that's why
problem.
there's that whole fucking Snake Island or like there's like crazy random animals in these different places. And I just saw a thing about a cat the other day. This fucking family was on vacation in Yellowstone, and I guess their cat escaped their RV or whatever the fuck, but it walked back to California 800 miles back home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for that thing.
That's crazy.
That's
I was just gonna say homeward bound.
Dude, that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Dude, here's what they got to do. So you know how in Florida they do that like python killing?
Oh yeah.
And they pay people for killing pythons?
Mm-hmm.
Make it to where the homeless can kill every 100 rats
Oh.
they kill. They get fucking food. They get like a night. They can sleep somewhere for the night.
Dude,
and
they get a
shower.
luxury suite in a DoubleTree or some shit.
If you kill fucking 50,000 rats over the course of the year, you get a free week stay in a hotel.
Dude. Yeah, have it'd be like God, what did they call that? There was like bounties. Yeah, that's actually they've done that for animals, like pest animals all over the place. There's snakes, there's I don't know what else. They did do that with Native Americans at one point too, but
cool. Nice.
The book Blood Meridian's kind of about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, have you heard about the Appalachian Trail? Or Appalachian Trail.
Either way, yes.
Yeah. So it's a trail that runs from Maine to the northern point of Georgia.
That was really fancy.
And I guess
transition music you had there.
And I guess typically it takes like months if you're just like leisurely going.
Okay.
If you're not like trying to fucking make time. Well, Tara Downer just set a record. 41 days, just over 41 days, and she went 2,000 some odd miles. It's like just over 2,000, like 2,100 something miles, 100 miles. Yeah. That's insane.
I got bad news.
What?
That's not her. That's some sort of skinwalker or something. There's no way she made it that quick. That's an evil spirit that has taken her form. She whistled at night in the woods, and whatever it was got her, and that's it. So, yeah. Notice how you can't see her legs? Yeah.
I guess she was averaging 56 miles a day.
That's stupid. That's that's too much, I would say.
Yeah. I guess she had like she had around 50 different like people like pace setting for her. Like, all right, you gotta be fucking here
That's
by the end of the day.
So like there's people who like met her at spots to like
It doesn't really say that. It just says that there were 50, like about that many people throughout her whole trip, like helping.
Interesting. Was she doing this for like a cause or something?
Yeah, she was doing it for the. Oh man, I had that and then I lost it. Damn it! She was doing it for some kind of cause though.
Yeah, she's raising awareness for spirits eating people in the woods. That's what she was.
No, it's some like cause for females, but essentially she was saying that like women, it's a cause that's supposed to help like uplift women, and
Okay.
It's not, the goal isn't to be better than men, it's just to be better in general.
Okay. Well, you're better than two men because neither of us could have done that.
Oh, dude, there is no way.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna try. Actually, I know a lot of you were thinking, "Come on, Levi, you can do that."
Come on.
Nah, not today, not this week. Just drag in next time. That is crazy. That's a long time. That's 50 some miles a day.
56 is what she averaged. So obviously, probably some days were less, some days were more.
Yeah, I do about 8 on a busy day walking around to all my activities that I do. I only do 8.
Yeah.
48 or 49 less miles than she did on one fucking day of this thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy because my feet hurt,
Yeah.
Whatever, lady. Think you're better than me? Let's see you sit in a chair and try to talk to people. Can't do what we do.
You know nothing about customer service.
She's got like a top 5 podcast all over the place.
Probably. Yeah, about running.
Electrifying.
If you've made it this far, I want to thank you for making it this far. If you could stop what you're doing, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave us a review on Spotify or wherever you're listening. Leave us comments on YouTube. We appreciate you.
Yeah. You.
And now for everyone's favorite, segment, Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for demanding that my niece or her parents pay me back for the hundreds of dollars of perfume she stole from me? Note.
All right.
I'm not involving the police, suing anyone, etc. Please don't try to argue with me about this, and don't try to convince me why I should. All right.
I just want to know if I'm an asshole or not. Well, I got to tell you, your note's not giving you any good signs, but we'll give you a shot.
I have a perfume collection that I started when I was a teenager, slinging burritos at my first job.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why that matters, but okay.
Slinging burritos. That's probably...
Slinging
I'm going to
burritos.
tell you why that matters. This person tells this story to everybody, and that's exactly how they figured out that gets the best laugh. They've told this story enough times, they're like, I'm just out there slinging burritos, and someone's like, all right. And then that's it. That's part of the story now.
I have over 400 bottles at this point. I take great pride in my collection, and I use it. I'm also happy to give people decants or samples
Yeah. All right. Okay.
of most.
Okay, Corella DeWill. Calm down.
I let them sample a spray or two, give them some bottles as gifts, etc. What I have a huge fucking issue with is my 17-year-old niece coming into my house under the guise of walking my dog, decanting bottles on her own, and selling the samples to her little friends. She's
It took a turn so fast. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
She thinks that because I have so many bottles, I wouldn't notice some missing or getting massive dents in them. Well, little miss, entrepreneur. You failed to realize that your private Instagram wasn't friends only or whatever. And I saw each and every fucking story with each price and sample she had. I tallied that shit up and got a good estimate based on cost per ounce. This motherfucker is serious.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she mostly picked the TikTok famous perfumes like Bianco Latte
Yeah.
And-
That's what I was thinking.
Escapade Gourmand.
Escape.
That's what I wanted to say. And didn't go for the most rare niche perfumes. She did snatch an entire 2.5-ounce bottle of Baccarat Rouge, though, which runs $300 plus at most retailers, as well as full bottles of perfumes that you can get at Sephora, like Marc Jacobs Daisy, Burberry, Her Elixir, Flower Bomb, etc. Petty or not, I printed out the entire list of what she'd taken, price estimate, and handed it over to my sister, her mom. I said I expect to be paid back in full, and of course her fucking sneaky little ass is never allowed in my house again. I love whoever this is. My sister got super pissy with me, going on about how my niece is just a kid and kids make mistakes, etc. I said, yes, kids make mistakes, and this is a great way for my niece to learn from hers.
For real, yeah.
Their argument is that now that she has to use the money, now that the money she was supposed to use to pay for her car now has to go towards paying me back. I don't care. She's lucky that I don't have any interest in calling the police, going to small claims court, or any of that. But am I the asshole because she is a teenager?
No. I mean, no. I think this is like it's such a weird thing because I think collecting perfume is really dumb, but also I get what, like, imagine it's like literally anything else, right? Imagine it's like baseball cards, Pokemon cards, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, not gonna miss a couple off the top of the deck, just fucking like that is crazy. That is a crazy thing to do. And the fact that she's redealing it, like she's taking these samples and making more samples and then pouring in a little water to make sure the level's the same. I'm imagining, I don't know, but like you're stealing liquor from your parents'
I remember those days.
vodka or whatever. It's I think this is a really good opportunity for this kid to learn because obviously she thought she was going to get away with it. Why the fuck else would you put it on your Instagram story if you're not like confident nobody's going to find out that that's definitely not your aunt's? And I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think, and I mean, honestly, he's being nice because if that one bottle alone she took was 300 plus, and then everything else, I guarantee you it's up over $500. And I think over $500 is like where you can like
that's a felony.
Start to flirt with it being a felony, which could fuck her up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just like, I want my money back.
Very crazy. I also was thinking about how, when like a kid does something at the house, like they break something on accident or whatever, like it's kind of like, all right, they're a kid, they fucked up, whatever. But like if a friend fucking broke something, you'd kind of be like, all right, well, like that friend would, if they're a normal person, they'd probably be like, hey, whatever I owe you for that.
Yeah.
Like, so at a certain point you have to stop treating kids like kids and like letting them be accountable for whatever the fuck issue that they created. And like maybe the best way wasn't to like, I don't know how much they ended up charging their sister, but like maybe if that's like a crazy amount of money, make it still a decent amount where it's like still like, fuck, all right, but like doable,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think the lesson is still learned either way.
Yeah.
It sounds like they were like really taking tallies on exactly how much it was gonna be, and like, okay, well, it's gonna be exactly blah 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 and 38 cents.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like stealing is bad, but like I think stealing from your family is a low point that should be treated like, as far as like within your family, should be frowned upon pretty heavily. I feel like, so I kind of like, even though it sounds petty on whoever this is I think they should have to pay back if they really did the math and it's really like this crazy amount. Like obviously maybe don't expect to get all of it back, but be like, you're paying this back, and then at a certain point you're like, okay,
yeah,
like you've paid enough. I know it's not everything, but like you understand what you did is wrong,
right? Yeah. I think something like that'll sink in a lot better than just being like, hey, you fucking asshole, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. No repercussions.
Yeah, like, okay, cool. That's just enabling them to do that same shit again. Yeah. That was a good one. I
Yeah.
like that one.
Let's see. We'd like to thank our friends, The Real Creature Feature, Brittany and Derek from the Macabre Emporium, the Society of Cryptid Hunters, and of course, oh damn it, dude, the Remedial Scholar.
You dumb bitch. Yeah, and that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.